Welcome to Neonomads, a show about the new nomads of today and the future. Come with us on an exciting and provocative tour while we capture interesting and unusual people, places, and events. Today we'll hit the road to visit neo-nomads who love to clown around.
76-year-old Harvey Joe Matusow is a neo-nomad with an incredible history. As a youth in the Bronx, Matusow ran bets for a bookie. At 24, he began undercover work for the Senate Committee for Un-American Activities and became a card-carrying communist.
Have you ever been a member of the Communist Party?
Are you a member of the Communist Party? Or have you ever been a member of the Communist Party?
The basic principles of Americanism.
That's not the question. The question is, have you ever been a member of the Communist Party?
Do you refuse to answer whether or not you are now, have ever been a member of the Communist Party?
You can answer the question, yes or no.
I'll ask you again, are you now, or have you ever been a member of the Communist Party? To answer the question,
The right not only
deny whether you're not, you are a member of the Communist Party.
That is not the question. That is not the question. Into the Communist Party. Ask him the next question. Ask him the next question. Ask him the next question.
Have you ever been a member of the Are you now, have you ever been a member of the Communist Party?
No.
Disillusioned, he sought to throw a wrench in the anti-communist proceedings by giving inaccurate information at the McCarthy hearings. A toy he invented, the stringless yo-yo, was discussed at the hearings.
I think all of us are rather interested in this toy. Could it be a miniature lie detector?
Sir, on the question of lie detector, I said yesterday, but it wasn't picked up. I want to make a lie detector.
Now, just a moment, Mr. Matusow. Now, sorry, sir. Just a moment. Answer the question propounded, please.
But it's not a miniature lie detector.
I didn't hear you.
It's not a miniature lie detector.
Would you mind telling us what sort of a toy it is?
Well, I call it a stringless yo-yo.
A stringless?
Really?
A stringless yo-yo.
A stringless yo-yo.
True? And you think that, once again, repetitious as it is, you'd tell us the name of the manufacturer of the stringless yo-yo. It might tend to have you bear witness against yourself.
I believe an answer to that question, I'd have to to tell you the name of the manufacturer, I would have to decline to answer that question on the grounds of the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
Is he a member of the Communist Party?
I'll have to decline to answer that question on the grounds of the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution, because by answering that question would waive my rights to the other privilege I have.
Or do you direct you to answer the question whether or not the manufacturer of your yo-yo is known to you to be a member of the Communist Party?
Messing with the government cost him 4 years in the Lewisburg, Pennsylvania federal prison, where he was captain of the tennis team. Once out of prison, Job set out to achieve a wide variety of accomplishments. He founded the New York Arts Calendar magazine and wrote, edited, and published the Art Collector's Almanac. Avant-garde musician and electronic music promoter. Writer of the first hacker manual, The Beast of Business. A BBC correspondent. Founder and host of The Magic Mouse, a nonviolent television show for kids. Job has lived in 21 states and 16 countries. A true neo-nomad, now he is running the cable public access stations for 6 counties in southern Utah from an RV.
Well, I at one time was on the board of the National Board of the Alliance for Community Media, the governing body of public access television. And I was retiring, and this was in 1995, 6 years ago. And we were holding our national conference in Boston, and they had a little dinner party to welcome the new board members and say farewell to those of us who were leaving. And 2 people came over to me and said, "Job, aren't you a Mormon?" And I said, "Yes, I belong to that church." How come Mormon, Utah is the only state in the United States that has no public access television? Of Of all the 50 states, only Utah is void of public access. And my retort was, are you challenging me? And they said, if you want to put it that way, yes. Well, 3 weeks later, I had moved to Glenwood, Utah, outside of Richfield, with the sole purpose of establishing public access television in Utah. And I left my home in Tucson, Arizona, where I was working, and moved here. Well, we cover an area that we cover here, which is larger than Rhode Island and probably larger than Connecticut. And that's our area. We have very few people. So if I'm going to cover something somewhere, I've got to be mobile. This is our Scat TV portable studio. It's a good studio, and it's all wired up, and we have cable, and we've done a lot of good shoots out of this thing. A lot of multi-camera shoots of old-time fiddlers and demolition derbies and parades, and it's part of who we are. I don't need a studio once I go digital. My studio's in a laptop computer in the back of my car. The greatest thing about computer technology, as opposed to our older technology, is that it's broken the back of age superiority. You see, in past generations, if I were a backyard mechanic, well, sure, I'll go to Grandpa, who's been repairing cars all his life and all his wisdom. If I were building bridges or building houses, I'd go to Grandpa, because that's where the wisdom is. But suddenly, with computer technology and with the electronic technology that we now have, we've got a whole technology that is void of grandparents.
Like everybody can be an authority.
And not only that, the 7th grade kid probably is wiser than you or I.
Mm-hmm.
Got more savvy on the technology. And so for the first time in our history, we've evolved a technology that doesn't require the wisdom of older people. Well, back in 1968, I wrote a book called The Beast of Business, a record of computer atrocities. I did the book in conjunction with the newspaper, the Sunday Times in London, you know, the very prestigious Sunday Times. Because in those days, computers had very little capacity, and most companies who used them usually booked 4 or 5 hours a week at some company that did all the software for them. And I wrote a column for the Sunday Times in London. People would send in stories of how the computers have created problems for them. I call them computer atrocities. And so I put it all together in a book, and then the second part of the book was how to fight back. How to demagnetize your checks so that, you know, they get personal attention at the bank because they wouldn't go through the computer. And how to cut additional holes in the old IBM punch cards at random, not knowing what the result will be. But you can never tell when you punch the additional holes in the card. You know, you might get delivered 12 tons of biscuits. You know, one lady, we did that, you know, and she got a truckload of biscuits a week or so later from some biscuit company. And it just, you know, it was a fun way of hacking computers. Well, the last 8 years, the revolutionary changes in the technology, you know, have just made everything obsolete. Film is obsolete. Video is obsolete as we knew it. It's a whole different world now. And the ability to take what you're shooting right now, go in and put it on my computer, and via the internet, and transmit it to any place in the world. Well, our website, magicmouse.org, is basically there to try to generate income for us over the next few years so that we never have to kiss anybody's backside for money, that we have the money we need to do our work, and we're self-sufficient. Cocky Boo got born back as a clown for Magic Mouse Theater because I'm comfortable with the character. He wears all the accoutrements of wealth, a top hat and a tails coat, but he's got poverty. So he reflects it all.
Roger! There he is, the ringmaster!
where for the last 26 years, hundreds of revelers gather for fun and frolic in southern Utah. They get their invitations and keep up on the annual activities through a secret website.
I barely got my invitation to get here because I got a squirrely mouse. I don't know if anybody's experienced this yet, but whenever you move the mouse and it doesn't quite go where you want it to, so I called up my girlfriend. She's like, "Vee, you need to clean it. Take out its ball and blow on it." So I did, and now it does everything I tell it to do.
These elusive Neonomads allowed us to film their flamboyant rituals. Let's watch. Street Legal Theater, an eclectic performance troupe, shares its improvisational magic with their neo-nomad community.
And I do hope that you enjoy the performance this evening.
We are recruiting for a Eurotrash Freakazoid mystery tour.
By itself. That's a good idea. The boom box.
Ma, give me a kiss. I love you, Harvey.
That'll help me.
Just
figure
like
it
you
out.
is.
Yeah. Kisses and your gas.
You don't stand a chance. What are you gonna do now with us now?
This may seem chaotic, but these folks really understand what makes a community work. Everybody contributes, shares food, watches the kids, and, well, helps everyone else. Hoped you liked the circus. For more information on today's show, visit us online at www.technomads.com.